Pat Duffy.
Here.
That's okay. Patrice Champeau should be joining us shortly. And then we have Ben Andrews, Village Administrator, Dave and Sam from the Marina, um, and Sam, a few others, which I'm sure you can see. All right, can I get an approval of the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Duffy, second by Grant. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then approval of the minutes from March 11th, 2026. I didn't see any changes, but if anybody did, let me know.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Grant, second by Duffy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Any comments or correspondence at all from anyone online? I didn't see any come in our email. No? I did have one thing really quick that I wanted to make note of that wasn't on here. I did get an email from the Historical Society saying that John Blossom is kind of retiring from his role of being in charge of the boathouse project, and they have someone else stepping in. Let me pull that up really quick. But they will be totally caught up and totally on board with everything that's going on. It was more informational for us. Let's see. It was, sorry. Going forward, Lori Zelnio, who I think joined us last time, will replace John as the chair, and Scott Heidler will remain as vice chair of the committee, just so everybody's aware.
Okay.
Other than that, I guess we will jump right into 6A.
Okay. The new building update. So we did have a Zoom meeting with MDT last week. They were going to try and get us the latest updates within their package. They were unable to get it done. Max actually was ill on Monday and Tuesday, so he wasn't able to get anything to us. But we did for Kevin's and for Pat's information, we did go through with them with the changes that you had suggested. We went through all the changes that everybody was looking for, and they were going to make those changes. And it was a minor issue for them to change what we asked them to do. What was included in the packet was the previous example. And what we're asking to do is we're asking to approve the overall design of the building so we can move it forward to the Plan Commission next. There will be, minor changes as we go yet. That'll happen. But the general concept of where we're at, we'd like to move forward and get an approval on that so we can get it to the Plan Commission and keep it moving along.
Dave, one of my concerns or suggestions was on the siding. I just didn't feel like a cedar shingle siding really fit the character. Was that just put on there as a placeholder, or is that what it's going to be?
I think that was just a placeholder because we did go through various siding things. Maybe Bridget, you want to talk about that?
They did recommend, I think it's hardy board siding, like a shingle siding. It's like a faux shingle. I've actually went through today and a couple days ago and ordered several different brands samples of shingle. If that's what we want to end up doing, I'm happy to bring those in to any meeting or put them out maybe at the Marina office if we need to get it done sooner. But I think as long as we say shingle siding, or if we want it, I mean, if anybody wants, a regular board and batten siding or something like that, this would definitely be the time to say so. Because as of right now, we can just kind of put shingle siding on there and give an example and say this or similar to get it to Planning Commission and beyond. I don't know that it needs to be the exact brand. And then for the stone veneer, they had also sent one over. Dave, I don't think that was in the packet, but maybe good to, I don't think I'm allowed to email that to everybody, but maybe you could.
We can forward it. Yeah.
Okay, so they can at least see those two things that they sent to us. Um, yeah, so right now it's not a real cedar shingle, it's a faux shingle just for maintenance and upkeep, and so we didn't have to replace it in 15 to 20 years.
That was my
And
concern. Is that so? It's not like a stained look. It's just a hard painted white on white look.
We didn't actually pick the color yet. I'm hoping the Marina Committee will help pick the color. So I ordered a bunch.
Right. We don't, at this point in time, we don't need that decision made in order to move forward with the general plans. We still have to pick up a lot of finishes, a lot of lighting, the stone, the outside look, that still is to come. What we need to move forward on is the general layout of the building so we can get it to Plan Commission. There'll be opportunity for a lot more decisions to be made before
Yep.
before this is complete.
Yeah, but I definitely think the more things we have and can send to Plan Commission, the better, because that makes for less questions from them.
Okay.
So if we give them maybe, an example shingle style, at least they'll know
Right.
it's that or a similar item, like this stone or a something similar. So there's not like, oh, are they going to put red siding up or something crazy?
Yeah.
So it will be like within a color range, so it's nothing surprising or scary
Right.
for them. And the
Yeah.
purpose of that is the Planning Commission meets at the end of this month, which is after the board meeting. So if the Planning Commission approves what we have, they would send it, if I'm correct, they'll send it to the board meeting in May. So we kind of have kind of a odd gap of time. And then if the board approves that in May, then it can go out to bid and we can make little decisions and, minor like light fixture changes and things like that as we go. But the bulk of it should go in.
Ben, do you have any comment on the timing?
I believe based on the communication that we had with the architecture and engineers, they weren't quite sure that they were going to be able to provide all of the updates. Is that, did something change along the way?
Well, they're talking two different updates. We were talking the updates that Kevin and Pat and a couple of us had asked for, moving windows or doors or stuff around, and they pretty much got that complete. I think the issue was the foundation. They need to get some of the structural engineering, and they were still waiting on some of the structural engineering to get it back.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if it's just what's being presented with a slight modifications, I don't see any issues with that timing. It would just be a standard, site plan and architecture review.
Okay.
And that would be end of April. And then
Yep.
if they approve that, do we have to wait for anything else or can it go to the board from there?
So this one typically would not require, if it's a municipal project, any development agreement. So it just would more than likely stay at the plan commission. It only would go to the village board if there needed to be some type of, development agreement that would be in place. Otherwise, it's just the plan commission reviewing the architecture and site design and then making any conditions that would be applied for the permit.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
But isn't there, what do we have to do? Ultimately, to go out to bid, we'd have to get board approval or not?
So that's two different things. So one
Okay.
is the zoning and for the site plan and architecture review. And then the other thing would be for the procurement. So we need to go to competitive procurement for public works projects. And that would be something that would be an RFP would be generated and then it would be sent to the village board for, I guess, approval would be the best word for that.
Okay.
So would we have time to get that prepared for their May meeting?
Yes, that would be enough time. Typically, the architecture and engineering firm assists with the development of that. I'm not quite sure, Dave, if that's included within their contract to assist with the development of the bidding documents.
I'll have to go back and look, but there was something in there as far as providing the documents, getting the bid dockets together as part of the construction doc, and then they would assist in reviewing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so either way, we'd be in coordination with those guys. They would assist us with that. We would have something prepared, and then ultimately it'd go to the village board for approval, and then it'd be issued, and there'd be a timeline that'd be associated with it for any contractors to submit any bids.
Okay.
So I guess on that note, does anybody have any major changes or concerns that they want to talk about?
Nope.
Nope.
I have very minor things, but I don't think they matter for what we're talking about right now. It's more aesthetics.
Okay, so are you looking for a motion or just consensus or?
I would say
Do
you
we
probably
need-
need a motion to approve the building as presented. Yeah.
Okay, so
Can I
moved.
get a motion to approve the building plans as presented to send off to the planning commission?
So moved.
Second,
Motion by Duffy, second by Grant. All those in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Sorry, I kind of cut you off there, Pat.
You're good.
Okay. And like I said, I think maybe our next meeting will be in person and I'll bring in all kinds of samples for all of these things. But I think it's easier than doing it on Zoom.
you know what might be helpful, Bridget, is if the architect or whoever the designer could maybe give us a more of a picture instead of an architectural drawing of what the surface, the siding surface would look like. That might be helpful. Maybe something else they've done, just so we can kind of see what that looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll forward to you and Pat Patrice, the emails that we got that have some of the siding on it and the roofing materials that we have to take a look at. And I think that'll be helpful for you also.
Awesome. Okay. On to 6B, boardwalk update.
Okay, so if you were to scroll down to page 26 in your packet, you see a picture of the boardwalk as it was a couple days ago. They are now about 1/3 done with the top. And they continue at it. It looks really great. And when you go down and walk on it, we were a little bit concerned about the clips and how it was being installed, but it's rock solid. It looks great and it's very solid.
Good.
Um, we keep laughing because we know people are going to say, "Oh, keep it that color." But
Yeah. Okay,
so
and so with the clips, you're not going to see any screw heads or nails or anything
no,
to have to
no,
repair either. It's just there
no,
it is.
no nail
Right.
pops, none of that'll be
Good.
happening, right?
Super.
So everybody who sees it likes it. So it's getting there. Hopefully it might be another week or 10 days before they're finished with it. They have run into a number of weather problems. You know, the 33 plus inch snow didn't help at the time,
Yeah,
uh, and everything since. So they're out there, they're at it, getting it done. So
great.
It looks beautiful. Better than that concrete.
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
Agreed.
okay.
I'm sorry. Awesome. All right. So I guess 6C spring opening.
Spring opening. So again, we opened May 13th. Um, we're going to be scrambling again this year because of the weather and because of the ice. If you're not in the area, our launch ramp is still full of ice. We can't open it for the trout tournament. The bay is entirely iced in. We're iced in all the way down to the swim dock yet. So there's been no movement on the ice. Sam and I were kind of looking around and looking at the cameras because we can see the ice flows and the waves way out in the channel way out, but it has not started to break up inside at all. We were hoping that this wind was going to be from the north
Yeah.
instead of the south because that would have helped, but it hasn't moved an inch. Um, that causes a problem with everybody else up here that has marinas that need to get work done because everything has to be done from a barge. And until they can get the barge into the marinas, can't do it till the ice is out. So we've been talking to our vendor, working with when they can get here and the expectation that we're trying to meet. And it all comes back to everybody has to get whoever gets the ice out of the marina, out of the harbors first, are probably going to be first in line. We're pushing to have the marina done as far as slips and things back in place by the end of April, hopefully. We always need at least a week or 10 days to do stuff that we need to do, fixing lighthouses, repairing water lines, leaks, etc. And we're usually struggling to get it open just before we actually open. So right now we're waiting on the ice to get things starting to move. To show you how bad it is, they haven't been able to do anybody on the bay side anything for spring yet. They have the barge is actually down in Kiwani because Kiwani was ice free. So they're starting that far south and working their way north. And then what usually happens if you think about it as boaters, North of us, that opens up. Like right now, you could probably do Ellison Bay, you could probably do Gills Rock, etc., because that part's all open. So we may be on the end of towards the end of the line this year. I was going to call Jay over at Alibi to see what he's heard or what he's looking like over there, because he probably has the same issue that we do with the ice in the harbor. But that being said, um, we do have the plumbers lined up. We got the electricians lined up. We got parts that we need to come in. For instance, there was a lighthouse pedestal that was destroyed when they were moving docks around last fall. We have that sitting in the office ready to be reinstalled, ready to go. So we have everything we need to make things happen. We just got to get to a point where things are starting to actually happen. One thing feeds another. But overall, we're comfortable with being able to open on time, which is the biggest thing from our spectrum. Any questions on that? The only other thing I guess I would mention with the spring opening is we have been watching the water levels. If you look at the latest NOAA update, they're expecting to only go up 3 inches between now and July. We were out measuring water depth along our A dock, for instance. We're at 8.5 to 9 feet, so we're good there for the most part. We do have a couple of big sailboats coming in this year. We have one that drafts 8 feet. So we'll keep a close watch on that and where we can put some of those big boats. We did have them dredge the long dock way out on the end of A, that long dock that's 110 feet long. We did have them dredge some extra along there. That worked very well, putting some of the large sailboats out there last year because there was more depth right there at the mouth of the marina. So we may have to slip a few people around in various docks, but at this moment, I think we're okay with the water level. Not planning any dredging this year unless it drops significantly between now and when we close. There will not, there's no, it's not possible to do any dredging now. It's too late in the season for that. But possibly if we need it, we could do it again in October or November. Hopefully we don't have to do that. The other thing I'm hopeful is that we don't have to lower our docks any further. As the water continues to go down, sometimes you got to step quite high off your boat or quite low. With the water level currently, I think we're okay. But we'll see. We may have to add some more steps to some of the step downs on some of the piers, especially some of the floaters.
Dave, were you able to lower just the first few slips in ADAC? I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Down a little bit.
But they look real nice, Kevin. They've been redone. They look like all the rest now.
Right.
So adding steps to things and ladders, and I know that was kind of a hot button issue towards the end there. Is that something that can be done in advance, or do you really have to wait until everything's in?
You really have to wait. We can't do the steps till the floating piers are back in, till they're floating on the water.
Okay.
So we won't know till we install them how much lower they are and whether we need to add a step or not.
Okay.
And that'll be kind of, we put together a letter, our preseason letter we're going to send out later this week or next week early to let everybody know we might have water problems and we may not be able to mitigate it until after we open, so we actually see where they're sitting.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds like everything's in order, which is great. All right, should we move on to 6D?
All right, the cancellation policy. Over the last couple of years, we've worked through the cancellation policy. We've come up with ones that we think work, and for the most part, they do now. But there's one that always kind of hangs out there. This happened a couple of years ago. Some of you may remember this if you're on the committee then. We had a couple of people, several people actually, that would book every single weekend of the boating season in January, February, but they would only show up for a few of them. They were just booking it so they had it. And then they cancel 24 hours before, and oftentimes we can't fill it because it's too short a notice, where we could have filled them multiple times had we known a month earlier, for instance. So we have a individual now, and that's what's in the packet, who is requesting 11 weekends this year. And I just happened to go back and look at the prior couple of years. And if you look at the chart, in 2023 had 8 reservations, they canceled 4. We're only able to refill 2 of them. In 2024, they had 7 reservations, canceled 5. We were only able to refill 1. 2025, 11 reservations, canceled 8, only able to refill 1. And overall, in the 3 years, they had 26 reservations, canceled 17 of the 26. We're only able to refill 4. That's a big loss to us. We're trying to do something to mitigate that. So right now, this individual has 11 pending reservations. They put him in last week, so we're kind of holding off yet. We wanted to have this discussion first, looking for ideas of what to do. When this came up a couple of years ago, it was still early enough in the year that we could, quote, do something about it. So in January, when they made all the reservations, we were able to come back and say, look, until June 1st, because of your past history, you can only have 3 reservations. After June 1st, you can come back in and rebook what you want if they're open and available. And that gave everybody else an opportunity to fill in those weekends and have a chance at it instead of somebody else taking them who's not going to use them. Right now, we're close to the start of the season, and we got these 11 reservations. So, any suggestions as to what we do? I just hate to put them in there and know the majority of them are going to be canceled.
Dave, why not just charge one night?
Do what? I'm sorry.
Charge one night, one night of dockage if you cancel.
Okay.
So how long are his reservations of these weekends? 2 days? Or how
Yes,
long
sir.
are
Every
okay.
Friday and Saturday, starting in June through the end of September.
Hmm.
And again, it's like, yeah, do we really want to go out there, Marge, this week? No, we won't. Okay, we'll just call and cancel. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
I was,
So,
I'm
and
reading the cancellation policy for the Michigan DNR right now.
So, like I said, we have other cancellation policies that cover most everything else, but this is kind of an oddball. Um,
I
and we
Dave, I
didn't have
think
a
one night
policy.
is pretty standard. One night is, I'm at a lot of marinas and that's kind of what people charge. If you don't show up, you pay one night.
Yeah. All right, but to do that, we would have to, if we want to do that now going forward, we'd have to put the policy in effect, publish it on the website, so when they come to make the reservations, they see that. Okay. It's difficult to do that now to go back to this person and say, hey, we got this new policy. You have to pay a day for everyone that you cancel.
I don't think it is at all. You show them this chart and you say, you've cost us thousands of dollars. And so you are different from everybody else. We need more lead time, or if you want to make more than three, here's what you got to agree to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not one time. This is over 3 years. If you're
Yep.
talking about 13 reservations, 26 nights at $100 a night, that's $2,600 worth of lost revenue.
Mhm.
That's a big deal. Or maybe it's you can cancel, but if we're not able to refill it, you're paying for it. We'll work to try to you know, fill it. And if we do, you're not charged. But if we don't refill it, unless we get longer lead time, you're paying for them. I mean, or the one night. I mean, at least we get half of it. I mean,
Okay. If you sense any hesitation on my side, here's the hesitation. We ran into an issue last year with a lady who we thought we had it nailed down. We have the cancellation policies, etc. But when she made the reservation, it didn't clearly say on the reservation. It said that if you cancel 24 hours in advance, you can potentially get a refund. It didn't say we do the $10 service fee for the credit card charges, which is what we typically do, but it didn't say that. She argued
okay.
with us for a week. Finally, we just said, okay, fine. Forget the $10. We'll take the $10 off, refund it to you, whatever. And then this year, on the reservations form, it now clearly says before you make the reservation, if you cancel according to reservation policy, here's what you have to pay. And so my concern is if you want to do this against one individual, but it's not a stated policy anywhere on the website when they make their reservations, I don't think that's legally too good. They can come back and argue with you. It doesn't say that anywhere.
So
Send them an
are
email, but
they,
it's in writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an
yeah.
email for you. And legitimately, though, I mean, we're a business like anybody else.
Yeah.
Here is what you've done to us in the last 3 years. We want to try to accommodate even short-term cancellations. However, if we can't refill it, you've blocked the summer. There needs to be some cost there. Or maybe I don't know, maybe the season hasn't begun. People would have enough time to cancel if they don't like it. I like Kevin's idea of a night. Then get it out to everybody. Hey, even if you've made a reservation, here is the new policy. Enact it right now. I'll make that motion. put whatever balls and wheels in motion that we need to get it done. And you're going to do a spring letter, part of the spring letter. Hey, update to our cancellation policy due to, whatever you want to say, economic
Mhm.
conditions, taking advantage of a weekend reservation. This is the new thing. If anybody wants to cancel, we'll waive the $10 fee,
Yep.
make it seem like, hey, we're working with you. But as of pick a day, June 1st, June 15th, whatever, this is the new policy. Any reservations after that point, if you cancel,
Yeah.
it's one night.
Okay. As long as you notify them in advance, I don't have a problem. So what we would do is we'd turn around, we'd formulate the policy that we agree to, and then we would send it out to all of our transient boater reservations for the entire year so far. So everybody's aware and give them the opportunity. Yeah, if they want to cancel because of the new change in the policy, so be it. We'll refund your money. Here we go. Right.
Right.
And like I said, I don't think it's not a big issue with most people, but this is just irritating when this happens.
Yep. Yep. Well, and we don't want it to happen with somebody else, unintended consequences. If all of a sudden somebody else
Yeah.
does it, we could be out another whatever. So,
Yeah.
and then somebody is trying to get the slip and they think it's full, and then, the last minute it's available, but
Yeah.
Are we going to give any type of time notice though? Like if you cancel within 72 hours of the start of your reservation, then we'll charge you one night fee?
So currently, I think it's 7 days or less, Sam. I think it's 7 days or less. If you call it as like at least 24 hours in advance, we'll refund your money minus a $10 service fee. And it's been that way for many years. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and we tightened up so now if you have a reservation more than 7 days, somebody's coming for a couple of weeks or a month, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Once you arrive, there's no refunding. There's no refund back for early departures. We changed all that. That's all effective this year, finally. So we tightened up all the other types of reservation cancellation policies, but this one, of course, as Pat said, popped up and reminded us that that's one we need to take care of.
Right. But I'm saying, so for example, I mean, I know this doesn't really apply to somebody who habitually cancels, but just in general, because whatever we say is going to apply to everybody. So I just made reservations for a boat trip with our family over the course of 10 days. And we're, marina hopping around
Mhm.
Lake Michigan. That's assuming that we don't run into some crazy weather. Last year
sure.
we did, and we ended up getting stuck at one marina and had to cancel one completely. But I knew, you know what the wind's going to look like at least 3 days in advance, I would say. So if I didn't have that 3 day buffer, I would have been charged for it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine with me. I don't mind. I was held the reservation for 6 months already, and what happens, happens. But are we going to give people some grace time still? I mean, it doesn't have to be 24 hours. I think that's too
Mhm.
close to try and fill the slot. But maybe if you
So,
give 72 hours, be like any reservations canceled within 72 hours, you will be charged
yeah,
the
actually, we have
fee.
some of our cancellation policies go back 7 days. If you cancel within 7 days or less, you still have to pay, basically.
Oh,
Uh,
gotcha.
but
Well,
so
it sounds
those
like
are
this person is calling a day in advance, though.
correct, correct. And so we have short-term reservations and long-term reservations. Long-term are 7 days or more.
Okay.
And we got those cancellation policies nailed down. And yeah, you don't want to cancel those within a couple of days because you're going to pay a lot if you do that.
Hmm.
It's the short-termers that are 1 or 2 days. Up till now, we've always allowed a minimum 24 hours in advance to make the change, or for sickness or boat troubles, weather, small craft advisories. There's always, some discretion there, of
Yeah.
course. But so these are just short-term ones that are usually 2 to 3 days long that we have this issue with, and particularly when somebody just does these weekends.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah,
think
I would give them a time
you're
limit.
generous on discretion on weather. I think you have to
Yes,
be.
for sure. Yep.
If there's high winds, if
Yeah.
there's thunderstorms, of course, you're not going to charge somebody. But that's the way most of these marinas do it.
Yeah, so what do we think? If you cancel within the 48 hours or something before your reservation, you'll be charged a day.
48 hours?
It's up to everybody. I mean,
What do you think, Dave?
I like it because it's more than 24 hours. Um,
do you want to make it 72?
Is it right now 7 days, Dave? Or right now?
okay, right now, if you have a reservation that's less than 7 days, it's a
Okay.
24-hour notice prior to arrival.
Okay. All right. Okay. And in your mind, if we went to 72, is that going to help much in the ability to be able to re-rent?
Well, obviously give us more of an opportunity.
Okay.
If you're in the middle of July or early August, you can usually fill it. But the
Okay.
June, the early July, the late August, September ones are impossible to fill at that point in time if you only have a day notice.
Hmm.
Hey,
So,
maybe I could maybe we could do a halfway and just kind of try something first and see how it works. I mean, right now, $10 no one cares about.
right.
So and maybe one night, what's our average transient per foot, Dave?
So the 30, 40 foot boats are roughly $100 a night.
Right. Okay. So let's let's go halfway and let's say maybe it's $50 or $75 if you cancel. It sounds like Dave, you don't want to go right to that one full night, that you think that might be a little too
Oh,
harsh, but
no, I'm okay with that. No, I'm okay with that. That's why we're discussing. I'm okay going with the one night. I think Alibi might do something similar. They might have a 48 hour or 72 hour prior. I haven't talked to Jay yet. We haven't had our spring conference or spring call with each other, but I can certainly ask him that. But I don't have a problem with a full day. I think that gives it actually more teeth. It's easier to just say one day instead of $50 or $60 or whatever. Just say one night because it matches everything that they have on their receipt and their reservation as far as dollars.
Okay. The other thought I would have is if we don't think this is having a big impact on people who are only making one or a couple of reservations, maybe there's something in the policy of after three reservations a year or something, or more than three pending reservations, then it becomes more stringent. Then you need 7 days notice or whatever. I'm just looking for other ideas. I do like the one night, 72 hours. If you think that would work, it sounds like we might have consensus on that. I'm trying to think of the abusers, if there was some kind of penalty for, hey, you can't be doing this. You can't make 11 and cancel seven of them 24 hours in advance. Then you're going to pay for them.
Yeah.
I do want to chime in here. The one night for 72 hours, sorry if I'm echoing here.
Yeah.
But does that apply for the whole season? Because I think that's deterring people who are early and late season boaters and specific. People love to come last minute and they don't want to be punished by bad weather. So I guess I just wonder, is that policy more useful during July and August when it's really hard to refill something when we're completely maxed out? Because we have a lot of people who love the September weekend, but they don't want to be punished if all of a sudden the wind turns because that's how the weather can be. Same thing for early June. So I just wonder if that could be a deterrent for some of those fringe season boaters.
Yeah, I mean, I'd leave it to you guys. I totally get that. If it makes sense to make it, June 15th to August, whatever, fine. Whatever will help alleviate the problem that's here.
Okay.
Hey, Dave, just real quick, I'm looking on Alibi's website and it says confirmed reservations are non-refundable except for weather or verifiable mechanical issues at the sole discretion of the harbor master. So they're they're taking all of it.
Oh, they went further. Okay.
Make
Yeah.
a 3 night, you're losing 3 nights. So
Yeah.
it makes me think one night isn't too punitive.
Okay. I do like that idea, Sam, of if we did it for July and August, for instance, because those are the 2 months that it hurts the most. Um, because those are our big months, and if we can't fill it because it's too short a notice, we just are out. It's there's no problem getting a slip in mid to late September or in July or in June. That's just not a problem. It's July and August that become the real issues if you really look at it.
Or
So,
do you
all
want to
right.
make it a 1 day penalty, or do you want to just say reservations are non-refundable unless due to weather or mechanical issues in July and August?
How about
That's
this? How about if I'm at the moment I'm fine with like the 1 day for penalty for any time in July or August. I don't. I'm thinking of the customers that we have. We're talking about an exception. I don't want to
Mhm.
punish 500 people because one person, doesn't follow rules well. But I'm out. I think if we did the 1 day, 48 hour or 72 hour notice prior to, I'm okay with that. But I'll also call Jay and see how that's working out for him because he changed that. It wasn't that way last year.
Okay.
oh,
So I will call him and find out what's going on with that too. But if you're okay, if you give us permission, to do the agreement of 48 or 72 hours in advance, give up 1 day, I'm fine with that. And we can certainly work with that, put something together. And then I'll call Jay and see if we need to do something different. We still would have time to change it if we needed to last minute. But I do agree. I would like to be able to send this out to all the transits that fit that mode or that model, if you will,
Mhm.
as soon as possible. So give them a chance to back out if they want to.
Yeah, I guess hearing all of that, I would prefer the 48 hours 1 day because that way it's kind of directly applying to the person who keeps doing it, and hopefully it will deter them enough, and it's not penalizing people who aren't doing it on purpose, just something
Yeah.
happened. And
Okay.
is everybody okay with that?
so does that mean that person just, waits till 2 days before and then cancels?
What I'm thinking.
He would, but he would lose 1 day of rent also.
If he did it before 2 days?
Oh, you mean the 48 hours? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he would
really, we're just telling them we're training them to go from 1 day to two
just 2
days.
days.
But they
Right,
just set it in their
right.
calendar. They're still going to make 12 reservations and
Oh,
cancel
yeah.
a lot, or
Yeah,
10.
I get you. Right.
Right, right.
So maybe I don't know. I feel like we need to think this through a little bit more offline.
Okay.
Another
Yeah.
thought would be I mean, restaurants have lists of do not serve or whatever else. Maybe there's for repeat cancellation,
Yeah.
cancelers or whatever, it's at the marina, it's non-refundable for, you know, I don't
Yeah,
know
we
how, I don't
we
know how you word that, but
we do
it's
we do it
this.
we do have our blacklist that we
Yeah,
keep,
well,
that we won't accept reservations from.
I mean, we'll take them, but then we want a seven. I don't. To me, if somebody's canceled repeatedly, if you can say every year they are making multiple cancellations, I don't see where it isn't fair to say we'll happily take your reservation. We're looking forward to seeing you. However, due to all the cancellations, anything less than 7 days notice is non-refundable, or maybe it's just non-refundable to those people because, hey, you're coming 11 weekends of the year. Well, tighten it up, figure out which ones you're really going to come to or not.
Yep.
I mean, I'll leave it in your discretion, but however
Okay.
you think it's we can fix the problem. Maybe it's just a phone call to the person to say, hey, look, this is not
And
working. We need
and,
to.
and I've on purpose I've kept names out of this. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no.
This particular individual is the son of one of our well-known seasonals. Okay.
Okay.
And this is the boat that he got from his father.
Okay.
Okay. His father's here as a seasonal. This is a boat he got from his father 4 years ago. And this is the individual we're talking about. But
Yeah. To me, it shouldn't make a difference. I mean,
okay.
either you do the right thing. I mean, I get it. He wants to maximize boat time. Everybody does, but we need a policy that's fair to everybody. To just
Sure.
because he knows to block all the weekends and then he can at the last minute bow out and it's an open slip. That's not right.
Here's
Maybe
here's the here's the
he,
problem. He's playing by the rules. I mean that
mhm.
Yeah.
we
Right.
we don't think this is bad, but he's playing by the rules.
Yeah,
So
he
the
is.
rules
Yeah.
are the rules are wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
if you cancel more than twice in any given boating season, the rest of your reservations are non-refundable.
I like it. You get two cancellations a season. After
Then
that,
that's it.
all reservations are non-refundable. Love it. That way, if you can come a couple times, even if you came 3 times, fine.
Hmm.
Whatever you, even if it was 3 reservations, after the second or third reservation, no refunds.
Right, because that doesn't really penalize anybody who's not doing it on purpose and they're just up on their family vacation, but somebody who does it all the time, they're the one who will end up kind of paying the price if they keep doing it.
Right.
Okay.
I
That'll be a
think
little hard to
I think that
enforce.
kind of I think that kind of gets us there, but I don't think it all the way gets us there.
Yeah.
Look, there are people that are making 1 or 2 reservations every summer, and maybe they're coming to or 3. Let's say they're making 3 every summer, and they come to 1 or 2 of them, but we're losing all the revenue on those ones they're canceling, and they know they're going to cancel. I mean, people are doing this knowing they're going to cancel, so we should we should get something from that. So I don't know. I think we're trying to do more than just the 12 reservation person. I think even the 2 or 3 that they know they're only going to come for one, those all add up too.
Hmm.
Well, how about after one cancellation? You can cancel once, that's fine. But if you cancel the second time, then it's non-refundable. That way, if somebody makes 3, they're only going to come one. Well, if you make those other ones, you're paying anyway, unless you come. And again, you always use that verbiage of at the marina manager's discretion. If there's anything related to weather, if they call and say, hey, family illness,
Yeah.
car trouble, then you say, fine, it's one off here and there. But at least you got something that people are hopefully not going to make more reservations than they're really going to use.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Let us doodle something together
Okay.
based on this. I mean, I like several of the ideas. Let us talk about it, doodle something together. I'll get a hold of Jay and maybe Allie down at Egg Harbor and just see where they're at currently. Because that what Kevin said is a change from what Jay used to do last year. So
Okay. Yeah, and maybe the reason why they changed so drastically.
yes, right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, here's the other thing that Michigan definitely does. I'm just looking up Egg Harbor. I put it in ChatGPT. They don't give any refunds. That you get 100% credit to use for the next 12 months. And that's what Michigan does. I had to, same thing, weather over in Traverse Bay one time. We stayed an extra 2 nights in like Northport. We were supposed to be in Sutton's Bay or something, I forget. And they said, no problem, no refund. You've got a credit in the system for 2 nights for the next 12 months. Come back anytime in the next 12 months. If you don't come back in 12 months, your credit expires.
Okay. All right. I mean, I know that's doable within our current system. It's doable within a logical system. Let me check with Vlad what we would need to do dollar wise within the bookkeeping system. If we're going to hold a credit out there, I mean, within logical, we can hold a credit. We can move a reservation to next year or 3 years from now. Um, and maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just have them book something for next year or later in the season. Yeah.
Or if they book 11 slips and they cancel, I mean, there's no way they're going to use all,
Well, then
all 11
it'll
within 12 months.
right. They just expire. They
Yeah.
don't get them back.
So it keeps the marina from losing money,
Right.
but the only thing it doesn't solve, which maybe is not solvable, is us being able to rebook and let other people use those slips, which I think is also the goal. But I mean, at least there's an opportunity to do it. So
Okay. Let me see what we'll figure out what we
lot,
can do.
lots of thoughts.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Review of the financials.
Yeah, the financials are in the packet, up to date. If you look at the first column, year-to-date actual for total sales, he's got us at 622,000 at the moment. As of today, we're sitting at 690. So we continue to move ahead, and we're still looking good on overall how we're doing this year. The bulk of what's left to collect is actually the commercials. Um, I think we got most of we only have one or two seasonals with some outstanding. So their seasonals are pretty well done. So it's just continuing transit reservations and commercial payments. So we're looking, like I said, I think we're looking good.
Great.
Yeah, I didn't see anything crazy. Awesome. Okay, matters to be placed on a future agenda referred to committee official or employees. So obviously we're referring the building plans to the planning commission.
Next meeting,
Next meeting.
let's see where we're at here. So if we do it the second week, it would be the 13th of May, which would be opening day, which is fine.
Opening day of baseball?
No, the
Of the
Marina.
Already
Marina.
passed.
Oh, I was looking at on that day. It says one of the kids has softball practice and the other one has baseball, so it was on my
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
mind. Is that's probably stressful for you guys. We don't have to do it that day.
No, we're okay with that.
Are you sure?
No, but we're okay with that.
Just take a
I-
granola bar break for half an hour.
Yeah, that's fine. Because we'll have other people here also.
Okay. Oh, that's true.
If
I might have an
are we
employee.
still doing, I'm sorry, are we still doing Zoom then? I'm going to be out of town on the 13th.
I would prefer to do that one in person so we can get samples in front of everybody. We could change the date also. I just worry that we wouldn't have
Possible to
enough
do that
people.
maybe that next week, the 20th. I'll definitely be there for that.
Is everybody okay with us moving it to the 20th?
Okay, so the only thing hold on a second. Back. Maybe we can check with Ben on this. I don't know if we need to do anything else for the plan commission or for the board in May.
So for the plan commission meeting, I mean, we can co-work on what the application is, and then we just need what the site plans are that would be submitted along with it. And then for the village board meeting, we would need the procurement documents, which would again, we'd be coordinating together with the engineering firm.
Okay. And the May board meeting, wouldn't that be the 19th?
Let me double check for the third week here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it would be.
So if we need to forward them something, if we need to forward something to the board, we'd have to approve it prior to the 19th.
Is there
Yes.
anything else that we need to approve though?
I mean, it just depends. I would say we check the contract for architecture and engineering. Usually they take the lead for the most part.
Okay.
And then we just need to review it. And if it needs to go to Marina Committee, it certainly can for final approval. It just would be kind of your discretion, Dave, at that.
Well, if we don't have changes per se, other than the minor changes we've talked about, and that's the packet that's moving forward, then we wouldn't have to do anything. But if there's
Yeah.
something beyond that packet that we have to come up with, then we'd have to have a meeting.
Yeah, no, anything for the procurement wouldn't be anything for the village board meeting. And then the only thing for the plan commission meeting, if there's any modifications that would need to be with the site plan. Otherwise, we just do the application. So those two things
Okay.
are for plan commission and then one thing for village board.
Okay. Okay. So potentially we don't need to have the Marina Committee meeting prior to the 19th. Well, we could have it the following week. Instead of 13th, we could have it the 20th. As long as there's nothing else that we have to provide for the 19th. And we would know that by the end of this month. By the end of April, we would know if we had to provide something additional for the board meeting on the 19th of May.
Yeah, because I think that plan commission meeting is on the 28th of April.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say that they're conditional in terms of the two different things. So
Okay.
as long as everything moves forward on plan commission, parallel to what's moving forward from the village board on the procurement side, we're good to go.
Okay. All right. Then I'm good.
Okay, so right now I have next Marina meeting, May 20th at
Okay.
4 p.m. in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will have to double check that date with the village secretary and clerk to make sure that the room is not reserved by anything else. So
Let me quick double check right here. I have access to it.
Okay.
thank you.
Yep. So what time was it again on the 20th?
At
We normally
4
do
o'clock.
4.
At 4 o'clock?
Mhm.
There
Yes.
is nothing right now, but it's cutting it with the firehouse knitters. They end at
Okay.
4.
They end at 4.
They end at 4.
I've normally set up a meeting with them there and they filter out before then, so that's not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say 4 would be fine. It's back to back, but as long as they're not, there 15 minutes prior, we should be good.
Okay. All right. 20th it is.
Okay. That's great. All right, anything else?
Nope.
All right, well, thanks, everybody. Oh, also future agenda item, maybe we can kind of solidify that policy
Yes.
or come up with a couple options and we choose one and agree on it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Grant, second by Duffy. All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Okay. All right, thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks. Okay.
You
Bye-bye.
too.